Today we're going to be installing a carbon flash front splitter on my E-Ray.
Hello guys, I'm Donna Marie and you're watching the Corvette channel.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Scott and today we are going to be putting on a carbon flash front splitter from Extreme Online Store on my E-Ray today. Now the installation for an E-Ray as well as a Z06 are exactly the same, so you don't really have any problems there. So if you follow these instructions I'm going to show you how to do it, you won't have any problems with the E-Ray or your Z06. So guys, sit back and relax. I'm going to show you how it's done. We're under the car, we've got the car up on the lift, and you can see here we've got a pile, and I mean a pile of screws that we got to check out. Okay, so we've got, and most of these are the 15 Torx, but we do have some 7mm screws right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over it with my iPhone camera here, and then we'll be able to get that so you can see. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to start that right here. But you can see it starts right there, comes all the way around. These are all 15 Torx. Let me see if I can back up just a little bit. And you can see that those are all 15s, all the way around, okay? All the way to there. Then, once you get back up underneath there, we're going to swing back around here. You can see that there are some 15s right here, okay? So we're going to take all of those loose. You can see that there's 15s all around the front of this piece. We've got to take all this belly pan off to be able to get to this stuff, okay? Then you've got, so you see here we've got the 15s, we've got the 15s on the other side, and now you start to get to it. It's I believe it's a 7mm. I can never remember anymore. I have my my little tool. It's marked up so much. It's either a 7 or an 8. I'll tell you that here in just a second. But so you've got a couple of them. We've got to drop that off. Now on this, I don't think we have to take this loose. If you were going to be putting screens in your car, then you'd have to take this off. But I think just this, we'll be able to get this piece off, this center piece, and this piece here. But you can see there's Torx pretty much everywhere. There is also, you'll see it once we get underneath here, there's a couple of them that are hidden. And so we'll be able to get to those. Those are 7mm that are up there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set the phone down now and get you guys, you'll be able to catch what I'm doing here on the main camera. Okay, so but just keep that in mind. I mean, the threading is exactly the same. If you get a screw in the wrong spot, it's not going to hurt anything. But like I said, I'm just that way. I want to make sure that they all go back the way they came out. So let's see if we can get that done. Okay. So I'm going to shut this camera off now. We're going to go back over to this one, and I'll have this video up in the top window, so that way so you'll have a picture-in-picture of that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my tools and we're going to get started. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start taking these out. It's a lot more work to do this on a Z06. This is the exact same job on a Z06 as it is the E-Ray. They use the same body, but there's a lot more work to these to change a front splitter on one of these, the wide body cars. So be aware of that. If you're not doing this for yourself and you're having somebody do it, it's going to be a lot more money. If you've already had this done on a Stingray, it's probably going to be about double the labor to do this one as it is on the Stingray. And what I'm finding is there's not as many choices. They don't make any side skirts for the Z06 yet, or the E-Ray. So what comes with it is what you get. There's no aftermarket at all. The front splitter, not really much options either, except for the either going carbon flash, which is what I'm going to do, or going carbon fiber. but there's not like, oh, you know, there's a track edition, there's this edition. That just doesn't happen. I'm wondering if someone will come out with something different, but at this point they don't. So me coming from the Stingray world and having a pile of options was pretty cool. But you know, now it's like you don't have a whole heck of a lot of options. Okay, so now this one is going to want to set my drill down here. This one's going to want to come out. We'll just get that one down out of the way. Now, my car's got about 250 miles on it. I didn't have any debris up here, but one I just did just recently, it had so much stuff up there. So be aware that you know, you may end up with a lot of stuff all over your floor, leaves and things like that. What I also found is that sometimes people, when they don't use their lift, they scrape these screws to the point where the torque doesn't work anymore, and it's just totally ground down. So if you run into that problem, what you can do is you can use a Dremel, and you can cut yourself a slot so you can use a standard screwdriver to be able to get the screw out, because you're not going to be able to get a pair of vice grips or anything on these screws because they're so low profile. There we go. Pull that out. Set that off to the side. Now what you got is we got to get this trim piece out. Okay, so we've got screws right here. This is a 7mm right here. So we're going to go ahead and well, let's go ahead and get these first. We'll try to take this plate down. See if we can do it without having to take the second plate off. Okay. Got that. Looks like we've got a couple 7mm here, so we have to take those out. Switch over here and we'll go to 7mm. Keep saying 7, but let's make sure. It is a 7mm. Okay. Set those off to the side. And this one should do it. Here, this down, screw it there. Oh, we got one more right here. All right, so now we can take this one down. You notice I'm using my head. They don't have any of these little safety clips like they did on the Stingray. A lot of these panels they would put up, they had a little plastic keeper, and that would allow you to set it in place, and then you go grab your tools and and your screws and put them all up there. They didn't do that on this one. Everything is all, you take it loose, it's going to fall down on you. So you want to make sure that you can get that off. So now we've got that plate. We still got to get this one out of the way. So up inside these little holes, you'll see them. The screws are hidden. So here, I need an extension. Okay. If you don't have any of these little guys, you can get all this stuff at Harbor Freight. Very, very reasonable. It's very cheap. So, but if you feel up in there, you're going to feel there's screws everywhere. In every one of these slots. One right there. One right here. Okay. There's the guys over here. Going right here still. Guys, this is all just to get to it. We've got a whole bunch of screws that I didn't count this, but there is an exorbitant amount of screws putting this together. But the bottom of this car is very well protected. I'm very impressed. So it's kind of nice that you're not having to worry about all that stuff. But the crap still manages to get up in there. I don't know how it does, but we'll get that screwed. That one came. Where'd it go? Yeah, it's up there. It'll fall down when we go to pull this off. Now I think I've got one more screw here somewhere that's hiding on me. You can feel it. It's too solid. It's right there. Alright, got that. Now you can see, these are actually pretty substantial little covers, so you don't want those falling down on you. And just use your head or have somebody hold it for you when you're doing it. So now, what that does is, let me grab my phone again, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what we've got going on up here. Okay, so let me see if this will, there we go. My camera's gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so let's see if we can get up in here. So now we've got screws. We've got screws here, 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 and then we got some here. But you also have, you've got a couple clips that are right here. You see right there. So see that it's all you're doing is just removing these clips and removing these screws all the way around. Okay, all the way. So they're just kind of up in there. So some of these you may have to use an Allen, or not an Allen, but an angled tool to be able to get up in there. You're just going to have to pull those out. These right here, these will push down. You can actually, with a tool, you can actually pinch it together up at the top. I'm trying to do this one-handed, but you can pry it out with a pry tool right there. So using a pry tool and pinching at the top of it, you can get it right out. And then, like I said, there's another one of those clips right there. So you've got the 2 clips on each side, actually 3 clips on each side here, and then just a bunch of 7mm screws. And then here's your clips again. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to take those free. I'm going to go ahead and we'll set the phone down, and you'll see how that's looking and then I'll pull these down, and then we'll get this one off. Okay. All right, so back to this. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to cheat just a hair, and I'm going to put a flashlight on so it makes it just a little bit easier. Put this on my head. Try not to point it at the camera. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go like this. Okay? I'm going to pull these 2 out. And if you notice, these heads will be a little bit different than the 7mm that we took out over there. So you might want to put them, I'm going to put mine on the other side of my carrier here. So I have all those right screws in all the right places. Okay. Okay, got that. Now I'm going to have to go in with a little ratchet or a little ratcheting wrench. All right, so I'm just going to grab this ratchet here with a 7mm on it, and we'll be able to get in there exactly where we need to be with a flex head. Now you probably can still get in with one of the little a ratchet, if that, or a regular small ratchet, or also a wrench. You know, if you see if I can get my wrench to go the right way, my socket to go the right way. There we go. But it's definitely, I think this keeps flipping. There we go. I don't know what's going on here. Something's going on with my ratchet. I think my finger is, every time I go to pull it, I think it's flipping it. Yeah, that's what was going on. The flex heads typically will make it a little bit easier for you to get in there. And then once you get it broke free, hopefully we can get them out pretty easy. This one hasn't really broke free yet, so let's see if I can get up in there. Yep, it just keeps flipping. I don't know why. I think my finger is doing it, but let's see here. This one's kind of an odd angle here too. This one has got, it's kind of in a really tough spot. And the screw came out there. Okay. Get this other one out of here. You can see this one's already working better than the other one. It's just that that one's just got a weird angle. Much more than the other one. I think when I get to the other side, I'm going to try to get the camera focused up there so you can actually see this. So you can see what I'm experiencing here. Because they're just a little bit tight. And we're going to use a pry tool here to get this clip out. So yeah, I'll show you that on the other side here. So we'll just set that clip off to the side there too. And then there's another clip identical to it. Just keep dropping everything. So you can see what that looks like. It's just if you guys have done any of the work before, let me get that camera or the light out of your face. But it's just one of those clips. If you've had the rear bumpers off before, it's just a push clip. It's very, very simple. It's very self-explanatory, so it won't be a big deal when it comes time that you're doing it. So you kind of have to pull this down just a little bit up here, because this is kind of tight quartered. And this is the last one on this side of this piece. And they're bolted together. You'll see that. I'll show you that here in a minute. So they are screwed together. But you kind of have to, like I said, pull this down just a little bit to get it to flex so you can get enough room in there. And I'm going to try to do my straight ratchet. See if I can get that to work a little bit better now that I'm not up in those weird angles. Yeah, that's much easier there. Go ahead and we'll do that on this one. Now we've moved over to here, so we're in the middle one now. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move the camera so you guys can actually see this, okay? So hold steady and we'll get the camera moved over. Alright guys, so we were right here basically. Let me see with my thumb, my finger. And for whatever reason, my camera that's on my tripod will not focus on this for the life of me, and without the coloring. So you don't actually need to see me unspin these, but you've got the bolt here, 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 and it just goes all the way around. And then there's the clips like I was talking about. Got some more, another screw here, screw right there, another clip, another screw, another clip right there, another screw, and then a couple more screws right over in this corner. As you can see, if we can get that up in there, you'll be able to see them. See them right there? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take those loose, and then we'll be back and we'll be able to take the splitter off. All right, guys, we got all the screws out. At least I think I did. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start to pull this apart. So this should just slide out like so. Just got to get this to come free. So I may have to give it a little bit of attitude adjustment here. Make sure I don't have another screw here hiding somewhere. All right. No screws. Oh yeah, we do. We got one more screw right there. I did miss a screw. So, yep. Alright. Then, this should just come right out. If it's fighting you, then you want to make sure that, yeah, there we go. Okay. Make sure I don't have any other ones floating around in here. I think we've got it. Push these clips out, like so. Start on the other side, make sure that it's going to come out. There's just that screw over here too, which I didn't. This one should come out, man. All right. Now, if you've got somebody to help you, that'll make it a little bit easier. But you can do it yourself. Okay? Just like that. Then we'll go ahead and we'll take that and we'll set it on the ground. Now, let me show you something here. Let me flip this around. Let's see if I can flip it around so we can get it up here in the camera. So if you're taking this off, you want to store it for, you know, whatever, and just in case something happens, you've got another one. They're put together, these are 3-piece, okay? So there's screws right here, here, and one on the back side that you can take free, and then that way you can store these in a lot smaller spot and put it in your attic or whatever. So I'll be doing that off camera. I'll wrap them all up and put them back in the box that the other ones, the carbon flash ones, came in. But we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna set this down now, and then we'll go grab the other parts and we'll start putting it together. Okay guys, now we've got our parts here. We've got our centerpiece, and you can see that on there they've got a way of locking them together. So this has got this like a raised area that will go into this piece here. You can see that one's got this one's got the slot here. You can see right there. So they supply you the screws, and what you're going to do is it's just two 10mm bolts that's going to go together. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to set these down, put this one down here. I'm going to kind of use this as my little work surface here, and I'll get my bolts ready to go. They're right here. And it comes with the lock nuts. So that makes it nice. Again, if you've got a little more surface to work with, you got a friend that can help you, it will make your life just that little bit extra easier when you're doing it. But you can see here that I'm able to get it together, and then I can hold it with my hand. They're not heavy parts. They're not. This isn't hard to do. It's just a little cumbersome, I guess, maybe, if anything, just because it's. You know, it's kind of long, but we'll be able to get these going here in just a second. Let's see if I can get this to stay up a little bit better without holding against it so hard. There we go. All right. What I've got here is I've got a socket. Put that right here. So I've got a 10mm socket that I'm going to go here, and then I can put my wrench. Let's see if I can turn that so you can see. I think you guys can see that right there. So I'm just doing a socket like that. I'll put the wrench on it, and then I can tighten it down. Get it going here. Just like that. This being a lock nut, it's not going anywhere. Okay, we're going to probably have to get 2 wrenches on this one because there's a little lip here that the socket just doesn't want to play nice with. So we'll go ahead and we'll get another 10mm wrench. We'll set that there. Alright. So now we're going to take our 10mm. We were able to cheat on that one, being able to use that, but we're going to put 2 10mm here. We'll be able to do it this way. Just like that. Get this all tucked up. Try to get it so you guys can actually see this. So maybe I'm thinking you can from this angle. Okay. If I can get that wrench on there. There we go. Should be able to tighten this up. A lot of this stuff is real close quartered here, so it's kind of hard for you, like, you know, when I was trying to show you up inside. On the 10, yeah. You know, you could see it while I was holding the camera up there, or the iPhone, but there's not a lot of, you're going to want to have that headset on your head or something like that, because it is very tight quartered up there, and you know, so it's very, very, very tight. Now what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm making sure that my lip is going to line up exactly, and I can see that I've already tightened my back bolt just a little too tight already, and so I need to back it off. Back this off just a hair so I can allow that front lip to move enough to get it nice and smooth. You shouldn't be able to feel anything. It should your thumb and finger should just go right over it. You can see what I'm doing right there. So now at that point I can tighten it down. Okay, so get that on there. I can tighten this one up. There we go. We have that. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just kind of set that there, and we'll do the same thing over here. So we'll go ahead and we'll put our bolts in. Okay. These little guys here. Let me see if I can get this set up so you guys can see again. Go. That probably will work. You guys probably can see that. Okay. Bring this around this way. See if I can get this right. This is kind of top heavy, so we're going to try to get it to go. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to put our 2 bolts through. Just like that. We'll get our nuts started here. There's one. And we'll get this one. So this is probably the most, what am I say? The most tedious part of this whole job is getting these nuts to start and hold it. And like I said, if you had somebody that was helping you, it wouldn't be a problem at all. So, guys and gals. I've got some people that do this type of work. As you guys know, Karen does this stuff all the time, and her husband is helping her. So if comes a time that you need some help, just ask your spouse. I'm sure they'll help you. Okay. All right, guys, we got the bolts done. So now we should be able to take this little guy and just slide it into the slots. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start right here in the middle. See if we can get this little guy to go in. Okay, I'm gonna watch your tabs, make sure none of them's trying to come up. Kind of walk it all the way through. Get it all the way in. Just kind of give it a little tap there. Get it up to the top. There we go, just like that. Now, guys, this one here, again, the car's only got, what, 200 miles on it, 250 miles on it. So I didn't worry about cleaning anything underneath it. There wasn't anything really there. But if you get this and you've got, you know, thousands of miles on your stuff, most likely it's going to have some dirt. So you want to make sure that you wipe that bottom of that spoiler off, or the bottom of the bumper, before you slide it on. This way it doesn't scratch either surface. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get back underneath the car. We're going to reverse what we did. We're going to put all the screws in, all those clips, and then we'll put our trim back up. We are underneath the car again. We've got our splitter in place. Now what we got to do is just start putting the screws back in. So you got to make sure that the screws line up. Doesn't really matter where you decide you're going to start. Just make sure that everything will go in place. So, you know, start pushing the splitter into its spot. See if you can get all the screws to go in its place. And don't tighten anything down. Just start them. Make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be and started before you tighten anything. I'm gonna come over here. We're gonna see if we can get one of these clips to go. And these clips can be, sometimes they can be really, really easy, and sometimes they can be a pain. So, oh, that was super simple. Okay, so that's good. Let's go ahead and we'll do that to the next one. And I think at this point, I think you guys are able to see what I'm doing. Get this clip up there, it's like that. So far we've got all our screws right across here. We just got to start putting them in over here. Like I said, just start. Let's get them started. So we've got another clip over here. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that in. There we go. Gotta admit, these things are awesome. And guys, I usually always, in the very beginning of my videos, I always tell you exactly where I'm getting these, and it just dawned on me I didn't. So this splitter comes from Extreme Online Store, and they have this one, and they also have one that's in a kit that you can get that has the canards, like the Z07 package. So you can always do that. You can buy it separately, so that's not a big deal. I didn't want to start drilling holes into my front bumper cover, you know, just right off the get-go. So we're just doing this front splitter for now, and then we'll, you know, if I decide that I want to do the canards, we'll do the canards at a later date. But they do have a kit that you can get both of them together. So if you want to do that, and they have these in carbon fiber as well as carbon flash. I had done so much carbon fiber on my last car that I decided this time I was going to do carbon flash. So there's another clip right here. So that one there looks like it needs to be pushed in just a little bit. So we're just going to bang in just up there. Okay, and that did it. So we're good there. Looks like I got one screw that came loose here. It's right here. I just didn't get it started enough. There we go. That in there. And we're getting close, guys. We've got a few more screws and a couple clips left. Okay, so we're all the way to here. We got one more screw. Go up with this one. This one looks like it needs to go in just a hair, which there it goes. Okay, and we'll get this one started. this is not a hard job, guys. This one is something that you definitely, if you've got a couple tools, a little bit of patience, you can definitely do this yourself. You're not going to have to bring it to me for this. The time is, it is definitely more time to do this job. It's not a hard job, but you know, it is definitely something that is going to take a little bit of time. Got a couple screws right here. One right there. One right there. And I think I got them all. You can go ahead and I can tighten these screws down now because I've got them all exactly started and ready to go. So now I'm like, I'll get the ones that I can reach with my gun. All these I'm going to end up having to do with the speed ratchet. So grab this. I know I'm like right in your guys' face here. Okay. Okay. So now, what I found by when I was taking these off, that a speed ratchet works better, you know, speed wrench with the ratcheting end works better than the actual ratchet. So I'm just going to start in here and I'm just going to go all the way around. The reason that it works better because you can put your thumb, get this out of your, get that light out of your face, I'm sorry guys. You can put your thumb right on the top of the bolt and hold it. So I'm sure you guys have used a ratchet before. Until it really gets some meat on the threads, it doesn't want to do what it needs to do. It's going to want to slip on you. So, but then once you get it going, this actually goes really fast because you can get your fingers up in there. So that makes it nice. I want to get one over here that's kind of in, or it's not, my hands aren't in the way of the camera. You'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to put all of this information up on the screen on where you can get it. You know, it's extremeonlinestore.com. They'll be able to take care of you. They've got so much stuff now. I don't know if you've been on their site, but they have so much stuff for the C8. It's crazy. They've got all the different, all the dress-up stuff for the engine compartment. They've got exhaust systems now. They even have we'll probably be doing one of those on this car. We'll be doing a exhaust change to take it over. We'll do a couple different things here, but I think we're going to try the, this being an E-Ray, the exhaust is out on the sides, just like the Stingray. Extreme actually now sells a conversion. There used to be, to bring it to the 4 pipes in the center. There used to only be one company out there doing it, but now Extreme is doing it now also. So at quite a bit less money. So I'm thinking that, and they also carry the bezel or the diffuser for the back to change it from the side outboard to the centers. So. As you can see here, it's going together pretty easy. It's not just a little bit of patience and you'll be able to do this problem, or this splitter, no problem. And I got this speed wrench off of Amazon. Just look it up. It's a 7mm flex head, and you know, I think it cost, I don't know, $7 or $8. It wasn't very expensive. So I would highly recommend that you get one of these before you do this splitter, because it's make your life so much easier. Alright, we got one more here, I think, and then we are done. At least putting the splitter back on. You know, I gotta button everything else back up, but that's not hard. So you can see how the flex head goes here. I can bend it so I can actually swing it nice and wide while I'm holding, my thumb is holding it on, holding the end of the ratchet onto the nut, or the bolt, I should say. There we go. And we are done, guys. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and we'll start putting everything back on. Alright, so now we've got our little piece right here that we'll go ahead and we'll get this going. Okay, so this goes right up in here like so. And again, all these parts, because there's so many pieces here, I highly recommend that you get one started. You know, just get one of these little guys going. But you have to, you know, so let's see, we'll get one going here. We want to be able to get it so we can get one in the front and one in the back here, so we can actually function without dropping it. So I'm just going to put one kind of out here on this outer edge. Get this started. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my gun here, my screw gun. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Okay, again, you see I'm using my head, literally. Okay, so now we're going to come over here and we're going to start this screw. Hopefully. We gotta get it straight. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now we got one on each end. So now we can function again, right? Without having to try to hold it. Now, if you got a friend, again, you know, that's great. Just go ahead and do that. Have him hold it, he or she. But now we can go ahead and we can put our screws in there. And again, all I'm doing, I'm starting them, and then we'll go back around and we'll tighten them all up. That's the one we got there, so let's go ahead and get that in there. Okay. Okay. I think I got one right here too. I do. That one felt like it went, kind of tried to go in angled. Okay. And I think we here. Same thing, I'll try to go in at an angle. Come on. Okay, so we got one there, 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 and one there. All right, so now what we can do is we can start to put our Torx screws up here in the front. We'll take that other one out. Just get this one started. Again, we're not tightening anything down. We're just literally just going to get these screws started. Take that one out of there. That one's going to go in the back. Go here. Okay. We'll use those right this minute. We can go back to our regular scheduled programming of putting in the Torx. There's no rhyme or reason to this. I'm just doing it. Just kind of one, making it component-wise. Now, when we get to this point, we've got to tighten up these little guys before we put the next layer on. So you can do it that way. We'll go ahead and tighten this up. We've got all of our thread, all of our screws. Actually, I missed one. Let's get it started first, just to be on the safe side. Okay, so now we know everything lines up. So now we can go ahead and we can go right over here. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, so now the next thing we can do is we can go ahead and we can start putting the back piece on. This little guy here, okay? And we're gonna put it right here. So we know that one had a that one had a 7mm screw in it. So we're gonna put that 7mm in here. Get that to line up. Over here. Again, leaving it loose. Don't want to let it drop though, it'll break. Now you can start putting in some of your Torx. Those in so you can get this started. Just like that. You're not going to screw much into it. I'm going to put one more over here like this. Then we can put in our side trims. Okay, so we'll start on this side over here. So all this kind of integrates into itself. So we're going to tuck that away like that. We're going to bring this up and around. Now this will be the hardest part that you have to deal with. Is right here. Okay, because this is going to actually, it wants to close up, but I got to tuck this piece underneath here like that. So this is probably the hardest of it all that you're going to do. So just kind of get this kind of where it goes. Tuck this in like so. We can get it right there like that. Okay, and then we can bring this little guy over like that. Now again, make sure you're capable of getting some screws, getting them started. Get one up over here. So again, you don't have to be holding this thing the whole time. This isn't comfortable. And now you've got that piece in place. Now you can follow it with your gun. Let's see. Put that together. Okay. Now we'll start over here. We'll start just putting things together. Just get it started. Again, not tightening up anything. Just making sure that that we get all the screws started. Okay, so we got that in there. Start that one. Start that one. Okay. And we can move over. Let's see, we got all that. So we can go ahead. That should be good. We should be able to go here now. Do that on. Alright. Then we should have a couple more over on this side. Back side of this one. Which we do. One there. There. So now, let's go ahead and do this. Get this one up in here. And this one you should have a bird's eye view of. Alright, so what we're going to do here on this one is we're going to try to tuck it in right here like this. See what I'm doing? I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it right here. Just like that. And bring it up like so. Just like that. Okay? And then let it swing. There we go. Just like that. And then again, make sure that you got a screw that you can start. Put one on the back side over here. Just like that. See if I can get that to start up. There we go. Alright, so now it's literally just putting in the rest of the bolts. We're going to go back, we'll put all our torque screws in. Alright guys, now that we've got all of our screws started, we know everything's lined up. All we're going to do now is we're just going to start. I'm going to start right here above your guys' heads. I'm going to go ahead and start tightening up the screw here. You'll see what I'm doing here in just a second. Okay. I'm going to go all the way across the front splitter. Just like that. Like that. Okay, now that we got the front part done, you guys can do this methodically however you guys want to do it. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss one. So I've got those two there. Now I'm going to come across here. So we've already got that one, so we're going to go here. Okay. And we're going to go like that. this. So I'm getting all of my screws tight all along this way. We'll come back and we'll get this one. Since we got our Torx bit in, we'll use it. Okay. Dokey. Like so. Okay. Now we've got our 1/7, so we can go ahead and we can change that one, so we don't miss it. We'll go ahead and we'll change out our tool. So we get this one. There we go. Now we can go back to our other bits. Okay. Go ahead and we can go. We get that one and this one already. So now we've got the 3 that are over here. All right. That was it, guys. All right, let me shut this light off so it's not in your face. And we're gonna go ahead and shut this off. And I'm gonna grab the camera and I'm gonna show you what it looks like from, we'll go all the way around the bottom here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll bring it up to the top so you can see what it looks like. All right, this is what she looks like from underneath. So you can see it's completely sealed up. Finish is beautiful. Everything fit, as you saw, everything lined up exactly the way it was supposed to. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna come up to the top. So take a look at that. And like I said, in the other kit that they have, they've got the canard that comes right across here, comes up like that. And very, very aggressive. It's just, you know, what you would see on a Z07 package. I just wanted to start with this and work up. And I have to take all of that stuff again off to be able to put the screens in, guys. You have to take the front bumper off of a Z06 or an E-Ray to be able to put the screens in. And I didn't have them available to me. I hadn't ordered them yet. I've only had the car now a week and a half. So I'm gonna have to take that all apart that you just saw me do, but we'll do that at another time. But anyway, that's what she looks like, and I think it just looks so much better that it matches the side. You know, take a look at that. You know, that's the way it should be. I don't know why that they come default with their you know, color matching front splitter. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, there's that, and hopefully you got the idea on how this goes together. Hopefully I was able to show you. It's very dark in there. It's very tight quartered, so you know, hopefully you guys did get all the understanding there. So guys, hopefully you found this video helpful and informative, and if you did, you'll know exactly where to get your front splitter as well as all these other accessories that Extreme Online sells. They do it for Corvette, they do it for Camaro, they do it for a lot of different stuff. They're just constantly expanding, and every time I go onto their website, it's something else. It's really, really, really good to see that they're growing the way they are. But I'm gonna go ahead and put all of their information right here on the screen. If you guys want to go direct to them, that's fine. You'll have to, they don't offer a discount online, but if you decide you want to go through me, I can give you a 5% discount. I'm an authorized dealer, so I can go ahead and I can do that, but them being the manufacturer, they don't offer that. So anyway, either way, I'll put my information up there also, and you can go ahead and order it through me. So you can, and if you have any questions, you just feel free to call me. I'll put my number up there, and you just give me a holler, and we'll get you set up, figure out what you need. I'll send you an invoice, and we'll get it to you. Guys, again, I want to thank you guys all for watching. I know it's been probably about a month since I put a video out. It's been really busy. The shop has really taken off. You know, as you know, we started YouTube in 2018. and we really became a shop in like 2020, 2021, and now it's 2025. Rule of thumb is that usually a business takes about 5 years to start to take off. Well, we're hitting that 5-year mark, you know, of really being an installation, and it has definitely started to do that. I used to be like, oh yeah, you want to come in, no problem, we'll just get you right in. Now I'm about 2 to 3 weeks booked out, and so if there's something that you need, you know, let me know. If you're in this area, if you guys live in this area, or if you want to ship the car to me, and people have done that. I've had people, you know, as sometimes I don't ever say where I'm at. I'm actually about 25 minutes outside of Sacramento in a town called Plumas Lake, California. And it's right near Marysville, if you're trying to figure that out on the map. But so we have gone. I've seen people that I've had somebody bring me their car from Florida. I've had somebody that shipped their car to me from Arizona, from Las Vegas. I had one from New York. So I know that's a lot. And you're like, why would somebody ship their car just for a splitter? They're not going to do it just for a splitter. They're gonna be like, oh hey, we're gonna do a bunch of stuff, and we're gonna make this worthwhile, because when you do a lot of things, then that spreads that cost out. So you're like, well, okay, that didn't cost me as much. And so, like I said, if you guys want to get me the car, we will do the work for you, and we can go from there. So you can always call me. I can give you a quote over the phone. We can figure out what it's going to cost ahead of time. I'm not one of those types of guys that gives you a basic price and then calls you up and say, hey, you know what, I can't do it for that. This is what it is. So if I misquote something, I eat it. Okay, so just so you know. Anyway, guys, one other thing. I want to thank you guys all for watching. I say that all the time, and I truly, truly mean it. And I don't mind helping you guys. I get a lot of people that they send me messages all the time. Hey Scott, I bought this from Extreme. I don't know exactly how to install it. You know, can you help me? And yes, I'll be happy to try to answer your questions. You know, keep in mind, I'm not the guy that built these parts, right? So sometimes you have to improvise and have to be able to, you know, figure it out. But you know, the majority of the stuff I can give you an insight on how to go about doing things. Yeah, that's probably about it. You know, but I do want to thank you guys again for watching. But I also want to ask you, and I mean really, I ask you all the time to subscribe to the channel. We're growing, but it's kind of slow. And I'm looking at some of the other YouTube channels, and they do a lot of talking. They're not showing you absolutely anything. They're giving you the, I think that this car is going to get built. I think this, I think that, but they don't really show you absolutely anything, right? They're just talking. Now I know that's maybe a little more entertaining, but I'm showing you how to do the work and save yourself some money. So all I'm asking is, please hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost absolutely anything. I mean, literally, it's free to you. So hit that button. That's all I need. What it does is it makes it where I can continue to grow. I can get sponsorships from different various companies that I can do these videos. And in this case today, this splitter, Extreme Online Store sent this to me to be able to do a video. And they do that all the time. But there's also other companies that do that, and so when you see me putting these out, I've made a lifelong decision. I'm never fibbing you guys. I'm never gonna fib to you guys. If the part that somebody sends me is garbage, one of two things happens. I don't do the video at all, or if I do it and then I think about it while I'm editing, you know what, I don't like it, then you never see it, right? So unless it's something that I was gonna put on my car, as you can see right here, that's what goes out on video. That's what, I don't want you to be like going, oh, well, yeah, Scott put it on, he made it look so easy, and he hid a million different things. I don't do that. You're gonna see the mistakes that are made, and you're gonna see you know, well, this is what it looks like in the end. Sometimes, yes, I have to improvise. I have to make certain things fit. Maybe I have to drill a hole out a little bit more. But that's something that if you have decided that you're going to tackle this yourself, you should be very much aware of that. You might have to waller a hole out, or you might have to adjust something. So, and I've been getting that a lot as the company's getting bigger. We're selling more parts, doing a lot of drop shipping, and so because I am offering a discount and I do try to walk you through how to do it, I'm starting to see more and more people going, hey, I don't understand how this works, and so I have to help them. I don't mind doing that. Honestly, I don't. I actually get a joy out of doing it. I just want you guys to know that sometimes you do have to kind of think outside the box to be able to make some of this stuff fit, you know, because it's not exactly OEM, right? I mean, they're making parts to fit it, and I think they do a really, really good job. The majority of the companies out there, they do a great job. But just so you know, if you see me put it on my car, especially when you see me put it on my car, you know that I would sell that to you. I would totally recommend it. So anyway, but again, hit the subscribe button. That's all I'm asking. Hit the little bell so when I do put out a video, you'll get notified. And what that does is that builds an algorithm with YouTube, right? And then at that point, it also shows up on other searches, and eventually, you know, I can actually get out to more people. And if I can get out to more people, I have more users, then it actually helps me when I go to a company and say, hey, I'm Scott with the Corvette channel, and I'd like to know if you would sponsor this part, right? Maybe there's something really, really cool that I want, and maybe it's expensive, maybe it's not, but they have to be able to know whether or not it's worth their while or the return on investment to be able to send me a part at either at no cost or at a discounted rate, hoping that this video that I'm going to do for you is going to return their investment to them and go from there. And I always try to negotiate being able to get you guys a discount. Sometimes I can't. I try, but you know, that's one of my things I always do. And then when I do it and I become a dealer and I can start selling parts, if I can't offer you, if I'm not doing it the getting you a discount, I don't feel like I'm doing my job entirely the right way. But some of these companies, they just won't budge. They're like, nope, we'll sell it to you for the same price that that everyone else can buy it for. And I've had somebody yell at me, hey, I bought this, or I could have bought it from them, and I paid the same price through you. I thought you were going to discount. I always try to be able to get you guys a discount, but sometimes I just can't do it. So anyway, guys, that's about it. I want to be able to, again, thank you guys all for watching. And we are getting back in the groove. We'll start doing it. There's some things that I can do on the E-Ray now that I had already just tackled everything that I could think of on the Stingray, and so I think it's going to be a little more interesting. I think we're going to have a little more fun, and we're also going to do some other stuff. As you know, I've got a 24 Chevy Silverado. We're going to be doing some lighting on that, and we're going to be doing some seat covers from custominterior.com. They sent me some, and so I'm really excited about putting those on. So we're going to be able to do that. And the owner of custominteriors.com, he branched out of Extreme Online Store. He used to work for Extreme Online Store and started his own company. And so we already had a really good relationship, and he is making some awesome products. They work awesome. They fit great, and so like I said, he sent me these seat covers for my truck, and I'm like, I can't wait to put them on. So anyway, that's about it. I know I've kind of rambled on, guys, but I haven't talked to you guys in a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and you guys probably still know, hopefully, or those of you that haven't been watching, if you guys are looking for a Corvette, right? I work for Meta Chevrolet in Elk Grove, California, and I am their Corvette specialist. So we're not like one of the big dealers, right? But we we stay pretty competitive, and we're able to be able to get you cars pretty much on a regular basis. I think I've sold 4. I think it was 4 this month, and we ordered them all in. And what's funny about this car, and I'll tell you just a little bit more, and then we'll go. I'll tell you this in another video because we're going to do a complete video about this car from its conception. But I actually got to order this car. We ordered it back in February. It was a surprise allocation that we don't normally get, and so I ordered it not intending to buy it. I went ahead and I ordered it with exactly what I wanted in the car, what I would want to do, and they approved everything. My boss says, okay, yeah, sure, no problem, except I wanted to do chrome rims. They told me, no, you can do the E-Ray rims, right, but you have to do black. And they said, because, you know, us old guys, we like chrome, but the majority of people like black. So when I ended up buying this car, I had to rub that in my boss's nose that I'm like, now I got to go out and do an exchange, right? So as you can see, let me move this camera over here a little bit. It's got chrome rims on it now. So I did an exchange program from Wheel Exchange, and we're going to be doing a video about that too. But I just wanted to be able to mention them today. Okay, so anyway, you'll start seeing some videos about different things that we have for sale at Meta. I can sell anything. It does not have to be a Corvette. So if you are looking to be able to get something different, then just reach out to me. I can help you with that too. But I'm not beating the pavement down there at the dealership. I'm literally working through the internet and helping you get that. And then when it comes time that you want to go down and get it, then I will be there, and we'll make sure that you guys get treated really, really well. I need to do a testimonial video because I purposely don't like how the car buying process goes. I have never liked it. You know, buying a house, buying a car, buying a cell phone, they're probably the hardest things to ever buy. And so I've teamed up with Meta to try to make this a super fun, exciting moment in your life that everything's already taken care of. When you show up, all you got to do is just sign some papers, right? Everything has been taken care of by phone, by text, by email. So it's pretty simple, and you know, it just makes it more fun, right? Get that red carpet service, and we can do that too. We actually have a red carpet for you if you want to do that. So I got to drive this one off the showroom floor, so I didn't get the red carpet. But my truck, I got to do the red carpet. So anyway, guys, that's probably about it. Again, thank you guys again for watching. I know I was windy right now, but I just haven't had a chance to talk to you guys. But if there's anything that you need, you're looking for something for your cars, put all my information right here on the screen. Give me a call. I'll be able to get you the 5% off when it comes from Extreme Online Store. Even some other companies I can do that for, but be sure and reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you. Okay, so guys, thanks again for watching, and we'll talk to you the next time. Okay, thanks. Bye.
If you liked the video you just watched and like to see more, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.
Girls with their nails done.